You know what's surprising about people who build lasting wealth? They almost never look the way most of us imagine. When we picture someone who's incredible with money, we usually think of someone driving luxury cars, constantly discussing investments, checking stock charts every hour, or showing off expensive purchases. But the truth is far more interesting. Research in behavioral psychology suggests that the strongest predictors of financial success aren't high salaries, advanced financial knowledge, or even intelligence. Instead, they come down to subtle psychological habits, patterns in the way certain people think, react, and make decisions every day. What's even more fascinating is this. Being good with money isn't mainly about having stronger discipline. It isn't about forcing yourself to save, and it definitely isn't about being naturally lucky. It's about how your brain responds to rewards, delays gratification, handles uncertainty, and creates routines that make smart financial decisions happen automatically. Once you understand these hidden patterns, you'll never look at wealth the same way again. Today, we're going to explore 10 surprising psychological traits that are commonly found in people who consistently manage money exceptionally well. Number 1. Money rarely occupies their mind. This sounds completely backward. You'd expect financially successful people to think about money constantly, but many of them actually spend very little time worrying about it, not because they don't care, because they've already designed systems that handle it for them. Their savings move automatically, bills pay themselves, investments happen on schedule. Instead of making dozens of financial choices every week, they've eliminated most of those decisions entirely. The fewer decisions your brain has to make, the less mental energy you waste, and that leaves more focus for everything else in life. Ironically, the people who think the least about money often end up managing it the best. Number 2, debt feels personally uncomfortable for some people. Debt isn't just numbers on a statement. It creates genuine emotional discomfort. Many describe it as carrying invisible weight. Even manageable debt can make them feel uneasy until it's gone, rather than viewing loans as normal. Their instinct is to remove them as quickly as possible. This mindset naturally pushes them toward paying balances down faster and avoiding unnecessary borrowing whenever possible. Number 3, they see time instead of price tags. When most people see a purchase, they notice the dollar amount. Someone with excellent financial habits often sees something entirely different. They mentally translate that purchase into hours worked, a percentage of monthly income, or something they'll have to give up later. Instead of asking, "Can I afford this?" their brain automatically asks, "Is this worth the time and effort it took to earn?" That simple shift changes almost every buying decision. Number 4, saving feels rewarding. Most of us experience excitement when buying something new. But some people experience that same excitement watching their savings grow, seeing investments increase, watching emergency funds reach new milestones. Hitting financial goals for them, progress itself becomes rewarding. And unlike shopping, that satisfaction doesn't disappear after a few days. It keeps growing. Number 5, they sweat the small stuff here's. Another surprising one, many financially disciplined people spend far more time comparing everyday purchases than major investments. They'll carefully compare grocery prices, subscription services. Coffee costs. Because they understand those choices repeat hundreds of times every year. Large investments are usually planned in advance. Small, daily habits quietly determine long-term outcomes, and that's exactly where they pay attention. Number 6, lifestyle inflation feels wrong. As income increases, most people's spending increases too. Bigger house, better car, more expensive vacations. But financially successful people often resist this naturally. Even after earning more, they continue living comfortably below what they could afford. Not because they enjoy deprivation, because unnecessary upgrades simply don't feel important to them. That gap between income and spending becomes one of the biggest drivers of long-term wealth. Number 7, their future self feels real. Most people think about retirement like it's someone else's problem. People with strong money habits think differently. They picture their future self almost like another person they're responsible for protecting. Every decision today becomes a gift or a burden for that future version of themselves. That perspective makes saving feel meaningful instead of painful. Number 8, they regret purchases before buying. Most buyers' remorse happens after spending money. For financially disciplined people, it often happens beforehand. Before they purchase something, their brain automatically imagines how they'll feel afterward. Will this still matter next week? Next month? Next year? If the answer isn't convincing, they usually walk away. Impulse spending rarely survives that mental conversation. Number 9, they're prepared for worst-case scenarios. Doesn't mean they're pessimistic. It means they're prepared. They've already considered what would happen if they lost a job, faced unexpected expenses, or experienced an economic downturn because they've thought through these possibilities ahead of time. They're much more likely to build emergency savings and avoid unnecessary financial risks. Preparation replaces panic. Number 10. Spending can feel surprisingly difficult. Here's the hidden downside. Many people who are excellent with money struggle to enjoy spending it, even when they can easily afford something, even after reaching their financial goals. Buying something for themselves can create guilt. Years of prioritizing saving make spending feel uncomfortable. Their greatest financial strength sometimes becomes their biggest emotional challenge. So what does all of this actually tell us? None of these habits are magic. Some are incredibly helpful. Others come with emotional costs. Being financially responsible doesn't automatically mean living a happier life, and being more spontaneous doesn't automatically mean being irresponsible in reality. We're all wired differently. Some brains naturally value future rewards. Others place greater importance on enjoying the present. Neither approach is completely right or completely wrong. The real advantage comes from understanding how your own mind works, because once you recognize your natural tendencies, you can build habits and systems that work with your psychology instead of constantly fighting against it. And perhaps that's the biggest lesson of all. Financial success isn't about becoming someone else. It's about creating an environment where making smart choices becomes easier than making bad ones. That's where lasting wealth truly begins. If you recognized yourself in several of these habits, let me know in the comments. And if you're interested in learning more about the psychology behind money, success, and human behavior, make sure to subscribe. Sometimes the biggest financial breakthrough doesn't come from earning more, it comes from understanding how your own mind makes decisions.